When it comes to points and miles that can be used to redeem for great flights and hotel stays, it seems like gas is one of those categories where it's difficult to find great multipliers. So today I want to talk to you about the 5 best credit cards to earn points and miles for great redemptions. So please stick around as we dive into it together. Welcome to the Rewards Master. When you think about great credit cards to use for your gasoline purchases, then oftentimes lists will include many cashback credit cards because it seems like it's more common for cashback cards to offer an elevated category for gasoline purchases than it is for points and miles cards. So if a person's big into cashback, or if they're running some kind of hybrid setup, then it's not near as difficult to get great returns on your gasoline purchases. But for those of us who focus solely on points and miles for purchasing great redemptions on airline tickets or on hotel stays, then it gets a little more difficult. So what I've done is I've compiled what I think are 5 of the best cards to use for your gasoline purchases, and I'm going to tell you why. So as we dive in, the 5th card on my list is actually many different cards, and that is it's any card that earns a 2x multiplier in a transferable currency. So this would include like the Citi Double Cash, the Capital One Venture X, even the Wells Fargo Active Cash, really any card that earns an elevated general spending category or an anywhere type category. And that's because, generally, for me at least, since I use it mostly for business and first class international trips, those points, transferable points really from all the different currencies, can be worth 3 to 5 cents a piece. So you are getting a decent return if you use your Capital One Venture X card and get 2x on your gasoline purchases. So this is kind of the easy mode, the simple way to do it. Just use a 2x earning card in any of the transferable ecosystems. Capital One, Citibank, you could do it with Wells Fargo. Anyone that has transfer partners that you could move out for outsized value. Now, when it comes to number 4, now we start getting into cards that are really specified as far as their multipliers go and have a specific multiplier for gasoline. And the number 4 card on my list is the Citi Strata Premier Card. Now, Citi points are very valuable. They just recently became even more valuable when they added American Airlines as a 1-to-1 transfer partner. And that is very significant because American Airlines have some of the most valuable points, both for international business first class trips and also for domestic economy. In fact, you'd be hard pressed to find any redemption out there that consistently will be better as a cent per point value than American Airlines points when it comes to domestic economy travel. So they're very, very valuable points. And the Citi Premier Card is kind of their mid-tier travel card. It's $95 a year, and it has elevated multipliers in a number of categories. It's not only going to give you 3x on gas, it gives you 3x on groceries, it gives you 3x on dining. It just has a whole bunch of 3x categories in everyday use kind of situations. So I think this card is a fantastic card just to put in your wallet and use for multiple things, but particularly for your gas spend, because you're going to get 3x thank you points that can be used for a whole host of different transfer partners, but particularly for American Airlines, which is a very, very valuable transfer partner for both domestic and international travel. So that would be my 4th on the list, the Citi Strata Premier Card. Number 3 is going to be somewhat controversial because number 3 is what many would say is the number 1 card for gasoline because of its incredible multiplier, and that is the Wyndham Earner Business Card. It is, again, a mid-tier card with a reasonable annual fee that offers 8x on gasoline purchases. 8x. And you might say, wow, how could anybody beat that? Because the number 1 and the number 2 card on this list, I'm just going to give you a spoiler alert, they do not have 8x on gas. I still think they're better, but they don't have 8x on gas. The reason I put this one at number 3 is because of the type of points that it earns. The Wyndham Earner Business Card, there's also the difficulty of getting it. I mean, there's oftentimes you're going to have to turn in tax returns and all sorts of stuff. From what I hear, I haven't gotten it myself, but I understand it can be quite a difficult thing to acquire the card. But once you acquire the card, you're going to get 8x on your gasoline purchases. And when you do that, you are going to get Wyndham points, which are good at Wyndham hotel properties. Now, Wyndham points are not the least valuable of hotel points. That would be IHG or Hilton probably, but they're certainly not the highest. They don't rank like Hyatt do. So what are they worth? Well, generally they say right under 1 cent per point. But let's say that you even got 1 to 2 cents per point. Even if you got all the way up to an almost unprecedented 2.5 cents per point, which would be really cherry picking. I mean, you'd have to search and search and search to get a Wyndham stay that was 2.5 cents per point. Then that would be worth at 8x about 20 cents in value for every dollar that you spend on the card, which that sounds really, really good. But it's really hard to find redemptions at that. Most of the time, you're just going to get redemptions that are about 1 cent per point. So I think since you can't find any more consistent redemptions than that across the board, I think this card has to fall into the number 3 spot. Before we get to number 2, you might notice that I don't put affiliate or referral links in my video descriptions. And I do that so that my content can remain 100% focused on what my true opinions are and what I think is best for my audience without outside influence. If this appeals to you and you'd like to support the channel, you can use the thanks button. And if you do so, I appreciate it a lot. It helps me to continue to make content like this. Number 2 on my list is the Citi Custom Cash. Now, I love the Citi Custom Cash. This is the card I use for gasoline all the time. And the reason that it's number 2 and not number 1 is because the way the card works, it offers 5x on any one category where you spend the most money every month. So most people who use this for gas, myself included, that's all they use the card for, just for gas. The reason it's not number 1, and if it didn't have this caveat, it would be, and that is it has a $500 cap on purchases every month. So I don't generally spend a lot more than $500 a month, so it doesn't matter to me, but that has to be considered. You're at a max going to get 5x on that $500, and then it's going to drop down to 1x. So while that is an amazing value, because at 5x, I mean, you can take Citi points, transfer them over to American, and by my estimation, if you're doing business and first international travel, that's going to be worth over 6 cents a point. That is an amazing return on your gasoline, but it's a limited amazing return on your gasoline, which is why I put this next card just above the Citi Custom Cash at number 1, and that is the American Express Business Gold Card. Now, I have 2 of this card. It gives some of the best sign-up bonuses in the game. I've gotten a 125,000 point sign-up bonus. I've gotten a 200,000 point sign-up bonus. It does have a high $375 annual fee, but its multipliers are really neat because you get 4x in 2 top spend categories every month. And those categories are kind of business focused, but one of the categories that's available is gasoline purchases. So even though it's not earning 5x like the Citi Custom Cash, it has a much higher potential for spending because of that 4x multiplier with a much, much higher cap than the Citi Custom Cash with just $500 a month. So 4x Amex membership reward points can be very valuable. To me, they're worth well over 4 cents a piece. So you're getting a consistent return on your gasoline spend that is not capped and limited quite so much as the Citi Custom Cash that comes in at number 2. So those are my 5 best cards for gasoline purchases. I might have missed some. Some of you may in the comments say, well, what about this card? The Sam's Club card gives 5x. And you might mention several other cards that give really good returns, but most of those cards are cashback cards. And really this video wasn't about cashback. It's about transferable points and miles or miles that can be used directly to book either airline tickets or hotel stays. So that's kind of the limitations that I put on myself for this. That's why I included the ones I did. But if you can think of any that I haven't thought of, put it down below in the comments. You might consider my channel membership. It's just $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. I have dedicated videos, a Discord channel for channel members. I have early release videos, and you can cancel it anytime you like. I appreciate the support. If you would hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you here next time.